Hello, my friends. This is Daryl Andrews, Coach D, coming to you with another LinkedIn and Facebook Live. It's an honor once again to be out here sharing some information. I think that's important when it comes to professional development, training, and coaching, which is what I do. Been doing this for 20 years. We have impacted organizations all over the country, literally all over the world. And we have four specific domains that we operate within. One domain, which is a prevalent domain for us. Now, excuse me if you hear a lot of noise. I am in a hotel, and there's a bunch of conferences going on, so I'm not sure if you hear the background noise. But one of the domains is team building, and we believe in what we call teamwork that makes the dream work. That organizational cultures are built on organizational teams, and I'm always amazed at organizations that take no time to train their teams in team building. I think that's one of the most important aspects. Another domain for us is something we created called post-pandemic leadership, where we are doing individual coaching of leaders as it relates to the understanding recruitment and retention. I'll put that into the chat feature because that's really important. All right. And retention of employees. Employees today are saying, hey, the reality is this. Um, let me see. Yeah. The reality is that if I don't have, if I'm not the same person I used to be before. The pandemic changed me, and so I can't be led post-pandemic like it's before the pandemic. And a lot of leaders today are leading their people like it's before the pandemic, and they wonder why there's a recruitment and retention issue. So there's way more to it than just that. That's a conversation all by itself. We do quite a bit of training and developing in that space. If you're interested, reach out to us. We do virtual live, and we also do individual coaching of leaders who are struggling with making the connection to the post-pandemic employee. The third space is self-care empowerment, and we've created a model entitled Empowering Self-Care. And what we believe is this: self-care is a precursor to wellness. There's an old saying from my generation that says some people put the cart before the horse. And when you talk about wellness without talking about self-care, there's a reason why people aren't that interested in talking about it. Like a lot of organizations have wellness programs and wellness initiatives, but they don't get much participation. Well, the reason why is we're talking about the outcome, not what needs to be done. So people give away things, like they'll give away smoothie certificates or they give away gym memberships. But if people don't use them, then wellness is not an option for them. So what we did is we created a concept around what we call self-care being a precursor to wellness, because we understand that if people aren't motivated to own self-care, then wellness is not an option for them, because it's not just about smoothies and fitness and all of that and rest, which they're all important. It's about mindset. So we did a lot with growth mindset. And the last area I'm going to talk about, our fourth domain, I'm going to land right here because I'm excited about what's just recently took place. And that is diversity, equity, and inclusion. But ours is diversity, equity, and inclusion from the inside out. So we just released a micro-credentialed course. Yes, I'm excited. It's my first ever micro-credentialed DEI from the inside out course. All right, give me a double high five for that. Good, your coach, we feeling you. Yes, I literally took the time to go into a studio to do a bunch of cuts, to start and begin, quit, stop, do all of those different things to come up with this amazing product. All right, in partnership with the Human Resources Education Network of Texas. All right, where we have now a micro credentialed 6 course DEI from the inside out course. Now, today, what I want to mention and talk to you about and have a conversation about is why we created it. And now, if I can have dialogue with you, I would ask the question: from your perspective, has DEI been a huge success over the last couple of years? Now, if you could respond, I wish you would. If you say yes, tell me why. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm not saying I'm doubting you. I just know that there's some organizations out there that have had success, but I know why they've had success. All right, I know why they've had success. There's a reason why, and I'll talk about that just in a moment. But if you think it hasn't been as successful as it can be, I would love to hear your thoughts there too. You know what I mean? Pop it in the chat feature and all of that. Why, if it hasn't been, why do you think that is? So I'm not here to debate if it's been going well or if it hasn't been going well. You know, um, there's a middle point for all of this. But what I'm saying is this: I've interacted with enough individuals to know that I've seen a lot start strong and then all of a sudden fizzle out. It doesn't go far. And so this is why I believe. I think it's because of the approach. Listen to this. I'm going to get in trouble if I say this. I'm going to type it in the chat feature. All right. But it's going to be real. DEI will never succeed if it is all about about process. It will never succeed if it's all about process, because process takes into consideration all these different things we say we're going to do. Like, okay, we're going to do DEI, and the first thing we're going to do is microaggressions training, or we're going to do DEI, and the first thing we're going to do is some other type of thing that we want to inject into it. The problem with that approach is we're reacting to creating something instead of understanding what the people need. One of my customers did a tremendous study. I love their research because before they even dealt, and they've had tremendous success. All right. Someone we've had a chance to train all their staff multiple times on this topic um, through our virtual programs. But they asked their quest staff, and this is important. Type this in the chat feature too. Hard questions. In other words, the questions weren't hard for the staff. Questions were hard for management. Okay, it was hard for the individuals who had to um, look at this data and say, okay, folks are telling us something we need to seriously look at. And so there, the data that they pulled together, which is important, highlighted the fact initially that the people didn't think that they were very serious about it. And then instead of just assuming, sorry, I'm going to grab something to share with you here if I can find it. Assuming that people were just, you know, saying something, they dug a little deeper and found out there were certain commonalities, things that people were saying that were kind of crossing, they were kind of intersecting. And so the point I'm making is this: successful initiatives take the time to get to know the state of their flocks, using a church term. All right. They understand where are people with all of this? What are they thinking? Another thing they found in their research was that a lot of people, Caucasian participants, felt like most DEI was really antagonizing. It was about pointing the finger at them and saying that there's certain things that many didn't think that they were. Now I know that could be controversial because there's different ideologies out here and things like that. But a lot of the folks that they shut down because they felt like if I'm feeling attacked, I'm not going to respond. I'll do it because I'm told to. But I don't get it. I thought this was supposed to be a dialogue, not a finger point. And so they found a lot out and they were able to make the proper adjustments, give people safe spaces to have conversations. And as a result, man, they were able to blow the roof off this thing. Now, I know other organizations that started out strong and today they don't even have a DEI program because they just went in. And so I'm saying all that to say that that's why we decided to create DEI from the inside out, which is a 6-part micro-credentialed course, as well as training and development that we do live and in via Zoom. But in order to reach more people, I realized, we can only be in so many places at the same time. I partnered with the Human Resource Education Network to create a course because a course can impact more people than an individual, through a training or a couple individuals because I have other people that work along with me. through training. So this course is really designed, all right, to help organizations and individuals own their DEI experience. All right, and there's 6 courses that we offer. The first one is understanding the essence of DEI, which really breaks down what DEI is all about. Because what's amazing to me is a lot of people don't, still this day, don't really know what DEI is. It's kind of interesting to hear people say they don't know. And then we talk about the essence because we want to understand why it, all right, why it's important. And that's an on-demand course for 1 hour, 1 hour. It's not actually about 40 minutes. The session 2 was DEI from the inside out defined. Now we're talking about our model. And so with that, we're breaking down why we chose this concept of DEI from the inside out because we wanted to realize that we have more commonalities than we do differences. Typically, the differences are just external differences in skin color, uh, male, female, things of that nature. But on the inside out, everybody got the same thing. We all got a heart, we all have a lung, we have liver, we have, different things. So the only thing that separates us is these external factors. And so in the workplace, I always say this. I'm gonna put this in as a point of humor. All right. Uh, hey. So if you can see this, you'll see what I'm trying to say is we all have the same last name. If I'm Microsoft, I'm so and so from Microsoft. It don't matter who you are, male, female, black, white, Asian, you name it. You work for Microsoft. You work for Microsoft. That's our name. If you work for Verizon, that's our name. You know what I mean? If you work for I don't know, Salesforce, that's our name. Xfinity, that's our name. It does not in any way attach to who you are as far as all these other factors. We all are working in the same organization trying to produce the same outcomes. So hence every last one of us are important. Every last one of them. All right. And so what we're trying to say is this: DEI from the inside out says that basically there's biological commonalities, there's all kinds of things, but the reality is we're all human beings out here on the quest to advance in our careers and life. When we can center our relationships around that, that's a game changer. And some companies and organizations, through effort, through coaching, all these things we offer, and many others, I'm not the only one, have been able to do it. All right. And then we also have a course that says DEI lessons from my backyard. And what that's all about is I had experience with my son who had his 18th birthday with all of his friends coming over. And boy, this kid had a lot of friends. And they were black friends, white friends, male friends, female friends, Asians friends, Hispanic friends. He had friends from everywhere. I didn't even know my son had that many friends. And you know what's interesting? He introduced me to a lot of these young people, and he never introduced them by race, color, by gender, or anything. He just said, "That is my friend." And so that course is going to break down the ideas of what I call reframing. How do we see people as just friends or just coworkers and not look at, oh, that's so and so coworker and I'm this and they're that and whatever. This is my coworker and who I'm proud to work with. So we're going to break that down. Then we're going to go into what's called the 3M framework. This is important. All right. M frame framework. This is my baby right here. The 3M framework is really highlights the importance of 3 M's. And the 3 M's we talk about is we call mindset, motivation, and memorization. All right. The mindset, all right, module, which is module 4, talks about what Dr. Carol Dweck talks about, and that's growth mindset. The growth mindset needed in order to embrace the beauty and benefits of DEI within our organization, or DEIA, or DEIB. There's different names that we all use. But what I'm trying to say here is it all starts with mindset, my friend. Every last one of it starts with mindset. And if we have the right mindset, this also helps with recruitment and retention. Then we can reshape, in particular, if we have a growth mindset, we can reshape the way we see things to produce specific outcomes. So mindset is a huge part of this journey, a huge part. All right. And then the next module talks about motivation. And the motivation we're talking about is the motive. And so, what we're trying to communicate in the motivation module is why this is important. There's going to be a lot of good content in there that's going to help you understand how do you make motivation an integral part of your DI experience. All right. And then our last workshop, virtual self-paced course, is DEI 3M framework memorization. And what memorization is all about is the culture. How is it woven into the culture? I've never done this before. That's why I'm trying to go through this because we're very excited about this course. And I hope that many of you will reach out to me because I'd love to chat with you about it. Just to kind of tell you a little bit more about what we're trying to do here. And if you're in this space and want to chat, just reach out to me through LinkedIn. Let's schedule a time and let's see if we can have a conversation around this because it's so of critical importance that we understand there's certain components of doing this from a humanistic perspective that produces amazing outcomes. So mindset, motivation, memorization. And memorization is integration into the culture. How do we integrate DEI into our culture of our organization to produce amazing outcomes for our staff, for our customers, for our vendors, employment opportunities, you name it. People who embrace these principles seem to do very well with all of them. And so I'm going to put in the post, and I may have to go out and put this out on a few others in a different way, but this is the link that's on the HREN, all right, network to go take a look and understand the course. Now, I'm going to say this for those of you out there that are in positions of leadership within your organization, and this is something you would want to sample. We can let you sample it because we want to get this out there. Now we can't let your entire team sample it, but we want you to sample it. We may have you take a look at a few courses just to see if it's something you would like to explore further. And if you want to talk to me about that, I'm going to put my email in here. You can reach out to me, and we can talk about what that looks like. Okay, but you also have access to the course catalog, so you can see what it looks like from that perspective. So you can see the courses and how they're structured. And then it has course descriptions and things of that nature. Everything is there. So I'm going to encourage people out there, in particular, that know me and know me well, because a lot of you have known my commitment to these type of things for years. Take this information and share it with somebody. Share this video with someone that you know that may be involved with DEI and say, hey, you know what? You may want to take a look into this. Or share this with your organization if your organization has a DEI initiative and say, hey, you know what? This may be beneficial to us in our DEI efforts. Because what I want you to understand is that DEI succeeds primarily more from a soft skills perspective than hard. Process and systems will get it going, but people and heart and we always used to say it like this: DEI is a heart issue, not a head issue. Those are the ones that seem to succeed all the time. So take a look at it again. Uh, the catalog information is there. Take a look at that. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You're gonna be hearing a lot from me. I'm gonna be interviewing some people here coming up soon about this because I want to get this into the hands of folks. We worked hard to pull this video series together. There's no other video series out there like it. And it could be a tremendous complement to your existing efforts, or it could be a foundation for upstarts. All right. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I put my email in here, and here's the course description information is in there with the catalog. You got all the information you need. Reach out to me, and let's take DEI and make it something beyond just a catchphrase or something that we're doing, and let's take it from what we do to who we are. And I believe that our DEI from the inside out, my course can help accomplish that goal. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully you'll share this or reach out to me if you have any questions. And my friends over at the Human Resource Education Network, I appreciate your labor of love. We put a lot of time into this, and I'm really confident that it's going to impact a lot of lives in our country and beyond. Take care.